Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable white...
Walt Disney is in full-blown panic mode as a result of their most recent live-action Snow White disaster. Critics who were previously on Disney's side are now turning against them, and the backlash is intense. What exactly went wrong with this movie, and why is Rachel Zegler already getting ready for battle behind the scenes? Let's delve into this Hollywood mess and discuss how South Park intends to take a significant shot at Disney and Snow White through their upcoming film. In the event that you are new to this site, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Celeb Culture so that you can stay up to date on the latest Hollywood breakdowns. Featuring a cast that was led by the talented Rachel Zegler and the legendary Gal Gadot, Disney's Snow White had all the makings of a major success. With the intention of reimagining a well-known classic and introducing it to a new generation, this live-action remake was created. Disney is currently dealing with a complete and utter failure. Critics are harshly criticizing the film, and even the studio's own longtime allies are turning their backs on it. The hype that surrounded the movie was enormous, but now Disney is dealing with a complete and utter failure. Now that the reviews are in, they are extremely critical.
These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles because that's not for me.
Right.
And now it's taken away. I don't feel that's right.
Therefore, what exactly went wrong here? In any case, there are a number of significant elements that played a role in Snow White's downward spiral, and it is a confluence of problems that, in the end, have resulted in this movie being a total and utter failure. First things first, let's address the most obvious problem, which is the character designs. During her journey, Snow White is accompanied by a group of dwarves, which is one of the most iconic aspects of the story. In this particular version of the movie, however, Disney made the questionable decision to create the dwarves using computer-generated imagery, CGI, and the results are absolutely shocking. These computer-generated images of dwarves don't look like dwarves at all. In fact, they can be described as creepy. The choice to make the dwarves appear in such an unnatural way has sparked anger among fans and critics alike. It's clear if this was a decision that didn't connect with anyone, and it added to the overall sense that something just wasn't right with this movie. However, this is not the end of the problems. The story itself is a complete and utter mess. This version of the Snow White story has a plot that seems completely out of place, whereas the original Snow White story has a timeless sense of charm. It would appear that Disney has made an effort to incorporate a woke agenda into the movie, propelling a narrative that is more akin to a lecture than a fairy tale. Fans and viewers do not want to be preached at while they are watching a movie, especially a classic one. The film's messaging is conveyed in such a heavy-handed manner that it becomes distracting. It is evident that Disney attempted to modernize the story by incorporating what they believe to be a contemporary sensibility.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable white...
However, in the process, they failed to preserve the enchantment and warmth that made the original film so well liked. In addition, let us not overlook the pacing. After the first act, Snow White begins to disintegrate, losing all sense of momentum and devolving into a series of scenes that are not coherent with one another. There is a noticeable lack of naturalness in the writing, the editing is clumsy, and it is evident that the film went through a significant number of reshoots in an effort to salvage everything. Those reshoots, unfortunately, did not do much to fix the obvious issues that were present in the film. The acting also leaves a lot to be desired about the film. Not only does the talented actress Rachel Zegler struggle to bring authenticity to her portrayal of Snow White, but Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, also fails to quite hit the mark in her performance. Due to the fact that the two main characters do not share any chemistry with one another, it is difficult for the audience to feel emotionally invested in their respective characters. The combination of all of these factors is a recipe for disaster, and it is abundantly clear that Snow White is not the movie that Disney is hoping it will be. However, the real problem started when the movie started getting negative reviews from critics who had previously supported Disney for their work, despite the fact that they had been among the studio's most ardent supporters in the past. These critics are now describing Snow White as a massive failure.
A few lessons for Disney. Number one, stop cannibalizing all your old IP. Like, it's really bad. It's really bad business.
Number 2, please stop changing all of the historic plots, which actually have meaning to generations of people, to instead become generic woke story about how woman leads revolutionary uprising and she don't need no man.
Disney is experiencing a rapid decline in the public's perception of the film, and the once loyal fan base that they had cultivated is beginning to turn against them. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, have long been known for taking aim at Hollywood politics, and any institution that they believe deserves a little bit of mockery. However, this is not the end of the story, because Disney now has a whole new problem on its hands. When it comes to South Park's most recent comedic assault, it is abundantly clear that Disney and Snow White are about to suffer the consequences. The creators are currently working on a special that will be released in the near future and will be titled DEI Special. This special will serve as a parody and critique of the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that are being implemented in Hollywood, with Disney serving as a prime example. During this special, Parker and Stone are going to take aim at everything that is wrong with Snow White. One of the most anticipated moments is going to be the parody of the famous song Whistle While You Work, which will be reworked as Whistle While You're Woke. It is not merely a parody, rather it is a full-blown mockery of Disney's attempt to incorporate political correctness into the movie. The most exciting aspect of the special is that it will also include a hilarious multiverse battle between various versions of Snow White. These versions include the original Brothers Grimm story, the 1937 animated classic, Kristen Stewart's Snow White and the Huntsman, and, of course, Rachel Zegler's Snow White. On the other hand, South Park is not merely making fun of the movie. Rather, it is using Snow White as a vehicle to address more general concerns regarding Disney. A mockery of Disney executives, such as Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, who have been at the helm of Disney's controversial direction, will also be included in the DEI special. South Park will also take shots at the larger Hollywood narrative surrounding diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI hires, as well as the political correctness that has permeated a significant portion of the industry. Snow White is not the only character that will be targeted by South Park. It is abundantly clear that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are employing Snow White as the ideal subject for their scathing critique of the current state of Hollywood. After learning that South Park is moving forward with their parody, Rachel Zegler, who has already been in the hot seat due to the backlash that the film has received, is reportedly furious.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
According to reports, Zegler is threatening to take legal action against South Park Studios and Paramount. But let's face it, anyone who has attempted to sue South Park has been unsuccessful. Trey Parker and Matt Stone are seasoned professionals when it comes to navigating these legal waters. In the past, they have been subjected to a large number of lawsuits, but were largely unaffected by them. The idea that Zegler could successfully sue them is at best laughable. However, what is even more telling is the level of concern that Zegler and Disney executives have regarding the impact that this parody will have. The special is going to be a huge hit, and it will only serve to further expose the flaws in both the movie and the company that is behind it. If they thought the backlash from critics was bad, it is nothing compared to what South Park is about to unleash. The special is going to be a massive hit. In addition, political figures such as Meghan Markle and President Donald Trump are going to be featured in the DEI special in order to add a layer of mockery to the event. It has been decided that Meghan Markle will play the role of Megzilla, which is a parody of the character Meg Stryand, which was used in previous seasons of South Park. It is abundantly clear that Parker and Stone intend to make this special as controversial and entertaining as they possibly can, and it is going to be a momentous occasion for both South Park and Disney. In light of all of this, what does it all mean for Disney? Is it possible that they will be able to recover from this event? Are they able to save Snow White and bring back some of their credibility, or is this the beginning of the end for a company that was once considered to be of unparalleled excellence? When it comes to South Park as well, what kind of impact will this scathing parody have on the careers of Rachel Zegler, executives at Disney, and the entire Hollywood machine? The one thing that is certain is that Disney is acting in full damage control mode, but there is nothing that they can do to stop the storm that is on its way. Because South Park is going after them, the damage that has already been done to their reputation is only going to get worse. The public backlash will only intensify as South Park continues to shine a light on the company's flaws, and the ridicule they are facing from all corners of Hollywood will only make it harder for them to recover. As the parody continues to gain more attention, the cracks in Disney's carefully crafted image will continue to widen, and the public backlash will continue to widen. Even though Disney might make an effort to repair the damage, it appears that the ship has already set sail.
What's it called? The Cinderella shop where you can get your child a little dress, and they've got trannies in there. They've got a bunch of men with beards wearing princess dresses trying to costume up our children. So they were probably like, oh my God, an actual pretty woman. Yes, closest thing to a Disney princess I'm ever going to find at Disney World. I'm sorry, but...
So what are your thoughts on this matter? Are critics correct in their assessment that Snow White is a failure? Or is there more to the story than meets the eye? In the upcoming DEI special, South Park will be competing against Disney. What are your thoughts on this proposal? In the comments section below, please share your thoughts with me. If you found this in-depth analysis to be enjoyable, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to receive additional Hollywood news, controversies, and information regarding everything that is happening in the entertainment industry. We'll see you the next time.